Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about removing a Subaru Forester SJ power seat, then finding where the Recline electric motor is, removing it, and or fix it. After the electric motor is removed, you can then use a wrench to manually adjust the seat if you cannot fix the motor. Alternatively, you can look for a motor online and get a new one. In my case, my son sat on the Recline driver's seat, which in turn made the cogs sort of break up, not align. The power seat then wasn't able to work. All I had to do was manually align the cogs by opening the motor. It was then fixed, and I saved about $3,000 for a brand new seat that I was quoted from Subaru. Strangely enough, there was no videos on how to fix this issue, which I dare say is quite a common problem. A mate that knows a lot about cars came around and pulled the seat out and discovered how to fix the problem. Any comments, just leave it at the bottom and I'll try and answer them as best I can. Alright, so first off you need to disconnect the battery. Negative first, then positive. Be extremely careful with removing the positive clip, otherwise you might get a nice boom and a trip up to the hospital burns ward. If you don't remove the battery, there's a risk of the airbags going off as well, which is a bit costly. As you can see in this section, I have already removed the plastic side section, exposing the back forward base motor, which you can see here. If you've got problems with the back forward system, this motor will be the culprit. The other notable mention here is the recline decline bar, which connects to the motor, as you can see here. You can manually turn this with a wrench if you're waiting for a motor. Only do this while the motor is completely disconnected, which I'll go through now. Alright, as we go under the seat, we'll see 4 connecting plugs. The yellow plug on the right hand side is for the airbag. Just remove them all. One's a bit tricky to remove. This is the reverse view of the 4 plugs as before. You'll also see a green plug or an aqua plug at the top there, followed by a white plug just there. This white plug is the recline decline motor plug. Make sure that this did not pop off, which is causing your seat not to decline. Remove both the green and white plug. This will be 6 plugs in total which are connected to the seat. After you have disconnected the 6 plugs, it's time to take out the bolts holding the seat down. There are plastic covers on each of the rear sides of the seat frame. These are hiding the bolts. They can be quite tricky to take off, so be careful. There are 4 bolts in total, 2 at the front and 2 at the rear. So once you've done that, just take the seat out. It weighs about 36 kilos, so have a friend to help you. As you can see, I have removed the seat. To get access to the recline decline motor, you need to remove the 2 bolts on each side of the seat, just here. And these 2 bolts on this side. You will also need to remove the plastic frame from around the seat belt. There is a screw you need to take out, and just jiggle the plastic frame and it will come off. Be careful not to stretch the cords while you do this. Don't remove that bolt there, just leave it as is, it's fine. When you remove the 4 side bolts, the seat will collapse. Be careful not to pull the exposed yellow airbag cord. As you can see in this photo here, it's just there, popping out, and also just there. Just be very careful with that. Next, you want to fold the seat over on itself to expose where the recline motor is. It's actually located on the left side. The recline motor is inside this section, just here. Unzip the seat from both sides and carefully push aside the foam which will expose the motor. So it's just in there. I have unzipped the leather and pushed aside the foam which exposes the motor just here. There is a single bolt holding the motor to the chair which needs to come out if you want to take the motor out. The bolt is then joined to the other side, which you can see just there. Now at this point you should have the bolt to the motor removed, and it's time to pull out the recline bar. The recline bar is quite easy to dislodge. You just pull on it from the midsection and the end section and it comes out. So you're looking at the motor there and moving the camera around That's where it goes into on the side and ends up there. At this point, the motor should just fall out, so you can actually physically remove the motor. The Recline motor is easy to open up, just remove the 5 screws. My problem was the cogs inside the motor were slipped and not aligned. All I needed to do was put them back in place and the motor started working again. From here, if the cogs are broken or something looks dodgy inside, you can connect the seat back up without the motor and manually use a wrench to recline-decline the seat until you either get a new motor online or you buy a new seat from a car wrecking yard. Subaru actually wouldn't sell me that particular part. They actually also said that repairing this seat is impossible. If you have any questions, queries or concerns, just leave a comment. Thank you.